News 8 at 11 starts now.
A man is in critical condition tonight after being shot on the near northeast side. Good evening. I'm David Williams. It happened around 7:15 this evening on East 30th and North Keystone. Police say they found a man in the parking lot at the Blackburn Terrace Apartments. He was taken to the hospital. Officers who spoke to witnesses say the victim met another man in the parking lot. There was some sort of verbal exchange. Then the victim was shot. The suspect then ran. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. The number is 317-262-TIPS. In Colts Wash tonight, the team headed into battle in New York with the Jets, hoping to get its second win of the season. Megan McEwen joins us now with how this all played out at MetLife Stadium.
Well, as we know by now, it did not play out well in favor of the Colts. They went in hoping to get a win after having 10 days off, but unfortunately, not how this one played out in real time. After a 10-day gap between games, the Colts anxious to get back on the field in hopes of picking up a win over the Jets. T.Y. Hilton, Jack Doyle, Clayton Gathers, all out with injuries. The Horseshoe had to go into battle with a younger core group and a quarterback who leads the league in pass attempts. Andrew Luck and company looking to snap a 3-game losing streak, but a rough start on the game's second play. Luck's pass goes off the hands of Marlon Mack and is intercepted off the deflection by Morris Claiborne, who returns it for a touchdown. 7-0 Jets. Heading out to the third quarter, New York up 17, but Luck hits Eric Ebron, an 18-yard touchdown. The Colts fighting back, showing some signs of life, but turnovers doomed the Horseshoe in this one. Fourth quarter, Luck intercepted by Darren Lee. The Colts turn it over 4 times in the game. The Jets get the 42-34 win in this one. The Colts drop to 1-5 on the season. Sports Director Anthony Calhoun has more from MetLife Stadium.
The Colts turned the ball over 4 times. Yes, 4 times today against the New York Jets here at MetLife Stadium. And when you turn the ball over that many times, it's hard to beat anybody in the NFL. And now the team finds itself 1-5 on the year, and a head coach that knows the flight back to Indy is going to be tough.
They're all tough to swallow. They all hurt. Certainly, as the head coach, it hurts the most because you ultimately have the ultimate responsibility for what goes on out there. So that starts with my responsibilities, and we just have to play better as a team, and we all got to do a better job, starting with myself.
So the Jets send the Colts back to Indianapolis with their 4th straight loss of the season. Really, the only good news for the Colts is that they're back home next week when they play host to Buffalo. Coming up later in sports, we've got much more post-game reaction on this frustrating loss to the Jets here at MetLife Stadium. Anthony Calhoun, Wish TV, News 8.
All right, so coming up in sports, we talk a little more about this ball game and just kind of what the Colts need to do moving forward. You got to have short-term memory with this one. You got the Bills coming to town on Sunday, so hopefully the fans can come out and support their team because they need it right now.
Yes, they do. Thank you so much, Megan. Well, I know some cold and wet weather is marching toward us. You know, it couldn't last forever. Toronto Tech meteorologist Brad Moushart is here now. Brad?
Yeah, high temperatures today with that drizzle we saw outside. A lot of cloud cover helped to sock us in here at 55 degrees. A little peak of sunshine here. There, about 5 degrees warmer in most spots, a little bit further north. But you can see as we're looking out the window tonight here from our backyard at Wish TV, it's going to be a little gloomier before it gets better. We're going to see rain pushing back in over the next couple hours, maybe a little bit of patchy fog with that atmosphere completely saturated outside at 100%. So watch out for that early tomorrow morning. In fact, some rain showers already pushing into northern Indiana, back here towards Warren County, just north of Lafayette, up towards Monticello here in White County, stretching all the way back up through Warsaw, up towards I should say Fort Wayne. So again, messy up in northern Indiana. We have a lot to go before, like I said, that sunshine starts to peek back out tomorrow afternoon. So just prepare for a slower morning commute than normal here on a Monday. You can see by the early overnight hours, here comes the rain. It's going to continue right through rush hour before clearing back out tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures very mild compared to what we're going to see outside by Tuesday. Upper 40s as you head out the door early tomorrow morning. Just a yellow light for that forecast. So be aware of that. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk more about what we can expect in terms of very cold temperatures for your Tuesday and the rest of your forecast as well. An early look ahead to maybe next weekend. It's all a part of the full 8-day forecast, and it's coming up in less than 8 minutes.
All right, Brett, thank you. Many people in Florida are still missing after Hurricane Michael hit. Right now, at least 18 people have been confirmed dead. Now, crews are taking on sifting through piles of debris, searching for loved ones. Omar Jimenez reports.
the sheriff know if you need something.
Florida's governor and the Federal Emergency Management Agency's administrator tour the communities most impacted by Hurricane Michael.
We have 11,000 people registered for FEMA right now. We just had a conversation about how fast the FEMA resources will come out. We've got local law enforcement from all around the state. They're come into their impacted counties to make sure people are safe.
President Trump is expected to visit Florida Monday as the death toll continues to rise. Officials say it could be days to weeks before everyone is accounted for. The lack of power and spotty cell phone service add to the challenges of emergency response crews.
A lot of our homes, a lot of our families have been displaced, homes have been destroyed, damage has been everywhere. So we're having to deal with that as we're dealing with this incident as well.
And as people return to the rubble of their Florida Panhandle communities, residents are lining up at community centers for bottled water and ready-to-eat meals. The governor assuring people there is help for those in need.
We've distributed, I think, about 2 million meals, I think it's 1 million gallons of water. We're making sure there's fuel around the state. So I know everybody wants to get back to their house. You got to be safe.
In Mexico Beach, Florida, I'm Omar Jimenez.
Members of Indiana Task Force 1 are part of the crews going through the rubble. They moved to Walton County, Florida today for more search operations. The task force says it has walked, get this, more than 60 miles of streets and have searched nearly 4,000 homes. There's no time frame for when the team will come back home from Florida. A restaurant owner from the Indianapolis area is also in the Panhandle to do what he can to help out in the aftermath of the storm. News 8's Jenny Drasler is here to explain what he's doing. Jenny?
Well, David, Rob Ecker is originally from Callaway, Florida. That's just a few miles from Panama City Beach. He owns Rusted Silo and Southern Barbecue and Brew House in Liston, just west of Brownsburg here. And when he heard about the storm, he knew he had to take his talents back home to help out. Ecker spoke to our sister station, WMBB, today, but before the storm even made landfall, Ecker reached out to his suppliers, his vendors, to gather some of those donations, packed up a trailer of about 200 cases of water, food, and other supplies, and then headed south. Once he got back to his hometown, Ecker set up shop in a local church, serving up thousands of hot dogs and other hot meals to thousands of people in need after the storm. Ecker says it's just heartbreaking to see what Hurricane Michael did to his hometown.
It's devastating. I mean, it breaks your heart. The entire landscape has changed. I drove to my best friend's house yesterday, and I drove right past it because I didn't even recognize the neighborhood. I've been there hundreds of times, and I couldn't even recognize it. So that's how everything has changed, and it's sad to see it.
Now, Ecker says he has no plans of stopping anytime soon and plans to keep at it as long as he has food to serve. But right now, he says it looks like his current supply may not even make it past tomorrow. Ecker currently taking donations in order to keep serving food, and to find out how you can help him out, just head to our website at wishtv.com. Jenny Drasler, Wish TV News 8.
Thank you, Jenny. You can also help the Red Cross as they start their hurricane relief efforts along the coast. We have ways you can donate to that, and also on our website right now, wishtv.com. Coming up, a crime-fighting organization expanding this weekend, where 10 Point launched and where organizers are hoping to expand to next year.
You're watching Wish TV, your local news source, with Julie and Grace, meteorologist Brad Moushart, and sports with Megan McEwen. Now, News 8 at 11 continues.
A birthday party in Texas took a dark turn when people started shooting. The party was for a toddler's first birthday. The shooting happened just after 5 p.m. on Saturday. Authorities say it began as a fight. 4 men were killed. A 5th was hurt. The victims range in ages from 62 to 20 years old. 1 suspect is in custody. Authorities are looking for a second one. Investigators believe the suspects and victims are distant relatives. In California, at least 40 people were hurt when a bus crashed. It happened on the 405 freeway. Authorities say 25 people were taken to the hospital. 5 of them have serious injuries. They're still investigating what happened to cause that crash. Happening tomorrow, make sure to budget for some extra time if you're heading to the Indianapolis International Airport. TSA officials expect more than 16,000 people to go through security tomorrow. There are a lot of people leaving for fall break. They urge you to get to the airport at least 2 hours before your flight to give yourself some extra time. Indianapolis 10-Point helping to kickstart the Cleveland 10-Point Coalition this weekend. It launched on Friday. 10-Point leader Reverend Charles Harrison says the next stop is Fort Wayne. The patrol group will start there later this month. Next year, he's looking at Columbus, Baltimore, Nashville, Kokomo, and more. We looked out today with some chilly but mostly dry weekend. You can see a live look in our gorgeous city, though there's a different story up ahead. Storm Tech 8 meteorologist Brad Moushart is here. Brad, I know some cold and wet weather's coming.
Yeah, it's going to be wet first, then it's going to be really, really cold outside as we wake up early Tuesday morning. But first, let's get through the wet weather.